With joy in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful episode of Talk-to-B. It's Talk-to-B, baby. Gay, gay. Yes, it's Talk-to-B again. I'm in your faces like every time. And I'm sure you love that, right? Yes, you don't even have a choice. You don't have a choice. I'm with you everywhere. I am Aviola Adiba. You can call me Dr. B. And the show is Talk to B, baby. Yes, on Talk to B, we learn, we unlearn, we share other people's experiences just to learn from their story. Today, I have a beautiful lady, a young lady who happens to be an actor and an up and coming actor that is really trying for herself. Like I usually say, that Talk to Be will give everyone a platform, the known and the unknown, the famous and even the common person that you see on your street, as long as the story is worthy enough to be shared. Trust me. But please, Talk to Be is not a platform for begging or to be begging for money. Yes, it's a platform where we help people. It's only people with a genuine story. It's not for everyone that is sick. It's not for every family member that has a problem. It's not only for people who have accommodation problem, who needs money to feed, who needs school fees to pay. Please, we can help, we can support, but this is not a foundation, and we're not getting money from anybody outside except for people like you and I. But I don't want it to be abused. God will help us, okay? Please note that all views and opinions expressed on this show are solely that of my guests. They are not of me, neither are they of Talk to Me. I'll be right back after this short.
Talk to B. Share your experience.
Do you need a change of scenery? Are you a tourist or based in Lagos and its environ? Discover New Genesis Royal Apartment now at Magodo, Lagos. Our accommodation options include single studio rooms, 1-bedroom flat apartment, 2-bedroom flat apartment, 3-bedroom flat apartment, 4 and 5-bedroom flat apartment. They are all capacious. All rooms are well equipped with Super King bed size, fully air conditioned, water heater with fully fitted kitchens in all apartments, and security personnel on guard 24/7. Uninterrupted power supply, unlimited access to speedy Wi-Fi, local and international TV stations on 4K Smart TV, free laundry service, snooker board, and well-trained housekeepers are on standby. New Genesis Real Apartment is conveniently located at number 1 Fatai Odunigi Street by CMD Road, close to Otedola Underbridge, Magodo, Lagos. For further inquiries, please call or WhatsApp on +2347 0476 00081 +2347 0476 00086 and +2347 0477 27840. Visit us on our website at www.New Genesis Royal Apartment. At New Genesis Royal Apartment, we redefine hospitality to foster emotional connections.
Thank you for staying tuned. In case you're just joining, you're watching Talk to B. And of course, I have my guest in the studio with me. I told you earlier that she's one beautiful lady that I really admire. She is a thespian. She's up and coming and she's doing well for herself. So join me as I welcome Damipe Adekoya. Hey! Hi, Damipe.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you doing?
Very good.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And by the way, you look good.
Thank you.
Okay, beyond what we see on screen, sometimes let's get to meet you, your name, where you're from, How old are you? What you're doing?
Oh, I would like to say good day first to everybody viewing all
Yeah.
over the world. Thank you for always watching Talk-to-B.
Thank you.
And the 1 billion movies that we, probably put on screen.
Yeah.
Always never getting tired of watching us. I want to say thank you to everybody on behalf of the entire Nollywood, probably. Yeah, so my name is Adekoya Damipe.
Wow.
Yes. Adekoya being my husband's name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Olorunkoya being my father's name.
No. How?
So I was born into the family of
Okay, hold on. Your husband's name is Adekoya.
Yes.
And your father's name is
Olorunkoya.
ta ló ń fìyà jẹ yín tẹ́ ń kọ́yà kiri
Ìjẹ̀bú
wa?
parapọ̀ ní ẹ ti mọ̀ pé ní ètò ẹ̀dẹ́ bá ti gbọ́ kọ̀yà
Kọ̀yà
àwọn ará Ìjẹ̀bú yìí náà
ẹ ti
ni.
nọra yín.
So I think yeah.
Okay, so both are from your parents are from Ijebu.
My husband is also from. So I call myself an Ijebu pure breed.
Oh wow,
Basically,
fantastic! You
mom,
went from home to home.
Yes.
Oh wow.
My mom and my dad are from the same village. This
Where?
is my father's house. This is my mother's house.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Where is that?
They are from Okunwa. Okunwa.
Okunwa.
In Ijebu, yes.
Where is that?
Okunwa is very close to Odogbolu.
Okay.
It's very close. It's opposite Odogbolu.
Odogbolu.
Yes.
Wow.
And my husband is from Intantebo in Ijebu.
That sounds like a Calabar name. Itantebo. What?
Itantebo. They say Itantebo.
Itantebo.
Ọmọ ẹlẹ́ṣin mẹ́rìndínlógún. Yes. So Itantebo is original Ijebu Ode is in Ijebu Ode.
Ode.
Yes.
Wow. Show moi.
So I can hear mo gbede mi ò gbeke. Àbí mo gbeke mi ò gbede. So I can't speak Ijebu very well, but when you speak to me, I understand very well.
Wow. Oh, I wanted us to start from somewhere now. Oh, try me now. You be saying
it.
Eweso,
moyemi.
Moyemi.
Bontiri.
That one. Okay, fantastic. Let's go ahead.
So I was born into the family of a clergy.
Oh.
I'm a preacher's kid.
Okay, so I was about to say when I hear Oluwa Damipe, Ìyanu Olúwa, Ọlọ́run, I wanted to say Eduro. This babe, I'm suspecting you. Are you from CAC or the
Proudly Baptist. My father was a Baptist pastor.
Okay.
So yeah, my brother was very popular in Lagos State Baptist. There's hardly anywhere you mention Olorunkoya in Baptist in Lagos State that they don't know my father. My brother was very popular in Baptist. He just didn't want to go into the politics. My father did not like anything that had to do with politics.
Okay.
So I remember when we were young, there was a time they wanted him to be the camp president of the place we're living. He was like, hey, Joe, mi ologun mi olayeta. Esha kofi mi. Possibility show see. The Bible also says that kinse gbogbo àwọn èyàn tó Ọlọ́run sọ pé kinse gbogbo àwọn èyàn tó ń pè òun lólúwa ló ń sìn òun. So Ọlọ́run nìkan ló mọ̀ tó ń sìn òun. So even in Christendom there is politics. There is deep politics. So my father is not one to always want to be seen in public. He will stand for what is right. But when you say, yeah, come and lead he will say, abeg, just leave me where I am. That's who my father has always been. And he still is. He always stands for the truth.
Wow.
Yes. So yeah. I grew up in a Baptist church, basically an Orthodox church. You dare not misbehave. Not talk about the fact that you're a pastor's daughter. So yeah, I grew up in an Orthodox church. I did everything a Baptist member, a pastor's kid should do in church. I was in the choir. I was in drama. I was a children's church teacher. I was part of prison ministry. I used to go to a rehabilitation center. I was everywhere. I even went to mission field. Yes, I did. So I was a typical
you are fully ministry
preacher's kid,
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was. So That's the type of upbringing that I had.
Ah, so how was it like growing up in a church environment as a preacher's daughter? What was that to you?
On behalf of me and
And
99
all
other pastors' children, I used to have a friend that always says that, call on to pay our parents on permission. Growing up, we went through a lot. People like me, our house was upstairs, the church was downstairs.
We were living in a mission
We
house.
were living exactly. And before we moved to that party, because the last place my father pastored, he pastored there for 17 years. And before that, growing up, the church in the place that we came from started inside our house. So from our house to our compound, before the church now got their own personal space, before another church now got my pastor to come to my dad rather to come to Lagos to pastor. So for a pastor's daughter, as a pastor's daughter, I think I would say that people should soften up on pastors' children. That is what makes some of us go when we have a little opportunity. When you can't see them, they want to get exposed. They want to do a lot of things to find out who they are. Because you cannot be in my own case. I cannot write anything on Facebook, and somebody would have told my dad, and my dad would tell me, take down that post you put on Facebook. Like everybody, you cannot make a mistake. Everybody wants to be an angel, forgetting that you are human first. So a lot of that. I once said it on someone's podcast that I had been in church a particular day, and because I wore a bodycon dress, I was asked to come down, and I was leading praise and worship, and I was asked to come down from the altar because I wore a bodycon dress. So people will take that from other people's children, but people forget that pastors' children are also human. They have a life, they have a taste, they have things they go through, but we have to cover all of that because of the fact that people want us to be seen as an angel. And I think it actually affects who we are in life. Basically, it affects, especially for somebody that has been a pastor's daughter from day one of our life.
When you say affects your life, you mean negatively?
Yes, I think it makes you not to be able to speak up as a person. I still kind of deal with that. I do not know how to depend on people. I do not know how to ask for help. I do not know how to. I still believe that sometimes I still live in a shell, and when you do something, when I'm starting to get free with you, and I feel like you are starting to hurt my feelings, I go back into my shell immediately. And I may not come out in the next 10 years. Because, I feel like, okay, probably that period I feel like this person, maybe I can be free with you, and then you just hurt my feelings a little bit, I just run backwards. So I think there are some traumatic experiences that I felt as a person because of the fact that I was from a clergy home. And it's still with me till date that I have not gotten over. So I want to say, people, please soften up on your pastor's children. They are humans too. They have a life. They have things that they want to do for themselves. They are not angels. They are humans. If they were angels, they will not come to earth. They will be singing hallelujah somewhere in heaven still now. But please just soften up on us. Sometimes we want to, identify ourselves, know who we are. But because of the fact that everybody's eyes is on you, everybody wants to make you a role model. I tell people that I don't want to be anybody's role model. I want to, because I've been somebody's role model from day one. I don't want to be anybody's. I want to be myself. So when, for example, there was a day my father-in-law told me, oh, I see you being somebody that will do this. I said, Daddy, I don't want to be anybody's role model. I want to be my own role model. I don't want to be because I still feel like I'm still trying to discover myself. Because right now I feel like, yes, on my own, I think I can still come out a little. But because of the fact that the larger part of my life, I was under some people's eyes. They were watching me like a hawk. They know when I'm not in church. They know when I'm in church. They know when I did not close my eyes during prayers. I mean, it was like that. So the judgment was a lot. So I think it really affected who I am as a person.
What do you envy in other children growing up that you wish, I wish I had this. I wish you could do this. I wish you. What and what did you envy?
So I think I did not have my parents to myself.
Oh.
My dad was in the seminary. My mom was a banker for 22 years. So when I remember when I was younger, till I was 9, my dad used to come home on weekends. My mom would go to work maybe like 5:30. It's not bank as of now. Back then, that your parents would leave home 5:30 and probably come home 11 o'clock. And I was left with my little brother, and I was parenting my little brother from, let's say, age 6, 7. I'll be the one to take him to school, bring him back home, do so many things. And then when my mom is back, we are probably asleep. Then we'll see her in the morning. She'll try to prepare us for school, put things that are going to take into input. So I was independent from a very early age. I couldn't talk to anybody. Even there was a day my mom came to my room, and I was in the university, and I just got my heart broken, and I was really crying. And my mom asked me, I'm kind of getting emotional right now. And my mom asked me what was wrong. I could not talk because I was always within the wall of my room by myself. I was the only girl. I had 2 brothers, but there was nobody I could talk to. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's allowed.
Thank you. I didn't know that I was somewhere in there. Sorry.
It's okay.
So I just think it affected why I wasn't live. I couldn't talk to anybody. It took a lot from me. So much that I think I do find love from outsiders, even though my parents love me so much, you know. My dad loves me. I call my dad my first love. Like when something is going to happen to my dad, I dream it. When something is going to happen to my dad dreams it, even till now. So that's how close we were. But it really affected me so much. I couldn't talk to anybody, and I kind of grew up looking for love in places that I shouldn't look for them. Yeah.
So, how did you overcome that? What and what did you do?
I'm not sure I haven't. I have, rather. I'm not sure I have. I think I hide under a lot of smiles and playfulness. I'm very playful. People that know me will tell you Damipe does not know when to stop playing. So I play a lot. I laugh a lot. I joke a lot. It's only few people that know that I can be very shy. When I'm talking too much, I'm shy. When I'm laughing too much, I'm shy. I just probably do not know how to get myself out of that situation. So I'm using more for misile. So I think I'm still in that place. But once in a while, my husband comes out to say, sometimes he'll say, okay, I want you to talk to me, the friend, not me, the husband. So I would probably sit down, bawl my eyes out, and then that's...
Okay, so what role did you think your parents played after knowing that you are all by yourself?
I don't think they know. I don't think they know. Like I said, so my parents always believe that I'm the child that is always okay. There's this thing about middle children and always making our parents want to feel comfortable. So I always have mercy on my parents. I don't want them to be worried about me. Even when I was in the university, I went to Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife. And even when I remember I was living in school, I thought my parents didn't have money. I thought my parents didn't have money, and I was living in a 10,000 naira per annum apartment. What made me know that my parents actually have money was when my brother was going to school, and my brother was living in a 100,000 naira apartment.
Yo.
I thought my parents didn't have money. So there were times that I would even be hungry. I would not call them. They had a particular amount of money they sent to us every month. But as a girl, you still have
You
more
did
needs.
more.
I won't be able to ask. So shout out to my landlady back then, Yabola. She suffered from us because our tenants would just go and meet her. Mommy, please send more money to us. We'll give you money tomorrow. And we waiting work, but so because I felt like I don't want to trouble my parents. Maybe they don't have money. I didn't know my parents had money. If I knew that my parents had money, I'd be balling in school. It took me I'd finished school before I knew my parents had money. I didn't know my parents have money. I didn't know at all. So yeah, I was that middle child. I was the type of child that when I get injured, ma lo wa away. Whatever was going on in my head back then, I didn't know. Ma lo wa away, ma gbo ma fi si oju egbo yen. I would not even tell them at home that I got injured. It was a thing of pride for my parents because sometimes they told my brothers that your sister tó bá ní problem ó máa ti solve rẹ̀ kò ní wálé ẹ̀yin yìí ẹ ti máa ké wálé. What is so I don't know.
I think that was because you had always been independent.
Yes.
So when you don't even know when to ask.
Yes.
You just do not want. In fact, sometimes it doesn't even occur
that I'm supposed to ask.
Okay, I am supposed to. But she'll give me now. He'll give you because you were just independent.
So independent.
Yes. Okay. I think that's one of the lessons we also have to learn. It's okay to be independent, but we should know where to stop. We should
ask for help.
Yes, ask for help. A lot of people, get hooked in some situations. They die in there rather than just speaking out, asking for help, because they just feel that no, I'm okay, I can do it. And that's why you wouldn't even know that you have some issues.
Yes.
You wouldn't know that you should speak out. So I think it's something we should learn from. Okay, so let's travel from there. From that kind of background, why acting? How did you choose it? What were your parents' reactions to this?
So my father wanted me to be a doctor.
You look like one, actually. Yeah. Dr.
Funny
Damipe.
enough, I love medical movies. Like one of the movies that I've watched and I never get over watching is Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, okay.
I think they are on season 19 or so right now. I loved, and my father is always like, I don't know why you did not do medicine. For you to love a medical movie this much. If I was a doctor, I would probably be a neurosurgeon, because that movie made me fall in love with neurosurgery and how you can always pick on the brain to actually make it right in one way or the other. My father wanted me to be a doctor, and as a child, I went along with, I wanted to be a doctor. In fact, my father planned my life so much that he used to call me the next Serena Williams. My father used to play, what's it called now? Table tennis. And he had a racket in the house. He gave me the last balls that he had. He gave it to me. I have them with me. He used to play that when he was very young. And in his mind, my daughter is going to be the next Serena Williams. Hey, the movie lo kotiri. Because whenever he says it now, he says, so because if you want me to be something, at least you would have been training me towards it. But maybe he felt like maybe in life she will probably find a way towards it. But no. I don't think I've ever been to a court to play tennis. But my father wanted me to be a doctor. So when I got to GS3, after my junior WAEC, I remember my principal back then, they asked us, because I went to a private school so I went to 4 secondary schools.
Wow.
I went to 4 secondary schools. The first secondary school I went to, I was being bullied. My father took me out of it after one term. There was a time that àwọn bucket àwọn bucket onírin tá máa ń gbé ńgbà yẹn. I mean, that was get inside that I don't used to do anything, to senior giving me like 10 buckets of water to fetch. So I think I fainted, and my father just said, thank you very much, it was nice doing business with you. So from there I went to Oriwu Model College, Ikorodu, and I'm the apple of my father's eyes. So once I just come and start crying, Daddy, I'm not doing this thing anymore, my mother just say, I've heard. My mom will say, come boy, Jenny, whatever makes me tell my dad, probably because he knows that I hardly talk. So whatever makes me say, Daddy, I don't want this thing any longer.
That's it.
So I went to that place. So I remember when I was in GS2, our math teacher said the war. Toba war GS3 in school, my fellow. So I went and told my daddy, I'm not going again.
Ha.
I just know my dad, and that man was very wicked. We used to call him Baba Mats. If he stands in the middle of the school and stretch his cane, everybody would disappear into their classes. And it was a very big school. It was a government school. So I just told my dad, I'm not going again. He just said, okay. He took me to a private school. So that was where I did my GS3. And I remember after junior Y, they asked us, who are the people that want to go to commercial class? Who are the people that want to go to science class and all of that? And I raised my hand up for science class. And my principal said, you that when they call cultural dance, it's you that will lead them. When they call debate, you are the one that will be there. When they say they want to act film, it's you that will be there. You have never done anything science. Don't disturb yourself. Just go and do theatre arts. JJ. That was the first time I heard of theatre arts. So I started thinking about it. Theatre arts. So I got home. I told my dad I wanted to go to art class. He was furious. Then but as the daddy's girl. Okay. Thinking that, okay, ole she law. He didn't know where I was going. He didn't know where I was going. So when I got to SS3, I don't like to break my father's heart for anything, even till now. Anything that will make my father feel bad concerning me. I don't do it. Even when he's wrong and he's talking, I will keep. Even in my house, me and my father are fighting. Nobody in the house must know. Cause some go turn the war. So we don't show anybody that we are fighting. Oh God, so we don't show anybody when we are quarreling. So
I can imagine the two of you.
He will say, Shoti Jem, Shewa Muti.
I wish.
That was me and my dad. So when I got to SS3, I just told my elder brother, and it was the days when you wanted to do JAMB, you go to the cyber cafe to do it, to register. So my brother went to the cyber cafe and put Obafemi Law. And then because of the last matters of OAU, you know how OAU was a big deal ahead. I said I was going to go to OAU. So my brother now went to put OAU, dramatic arts. He now put second choice, Unilag, journalism. That's my father's concept. So the day we saw it, my father was angry. He was like, kiniko, over the theater, lie, kiniko. That's why I just changed it for them. That shop for making my tata jeje. Mi ò ṣe lọ.
As how?
Mi ò ṣe náà nìyẹn. So, for whatever reason, I think my dad was trying to shield me from the traditional things. My father is always saying, my father changed his surname from Ogunkoya to Olorukoya. And he said there are so many battles he needed to have fought to break out of some things, some ancestral curses. And then he's trying not to make us go back. Obviously, he doesn't want to, so he was trying to shield me. But I was bent on, I wanted to do theater. So he said, okay, I went to AAU. In fact, that was the first time I will be on my own. I went to AAU, I boarded the bus by myself. I went to IFE by myself. I went for postgraduate lesson. Then there was a Deeper Life Church. I used to do free postgraduate lessons. I was in school before that. I did it and I passed. I've never repeated in my life. And I passed and I entered AAU. In fact, when I passed, that one was under. So I went to Unilag I told my father, I said I'm not going to Unilag. Because I know myself, I can be easily swayed by shiny things. So me that I used to wear kaba and scarf. I now go to Unilag. And there were some people that were wearing bomb shirt and all that. I said, she's good to me, Mawalele. But look, I just said, I'm not going to Unilag. With all these things that they are wearing, I said, I'm not going. I know where I was coming from. I was a very spiritual this thing. So I got admission to OAU, and that was how I entered OAU. So my father was, first of all, he was not cool with it. But later on, right now, In fact, after I had my first child, my father would call me and say, "Are you still keeping in touch with the industry, with your people? Because you have to go back." My father, though, is a lover of art. My older brother studied music. He's a music pastor.
Music pastor.
Yes, he is. He's a pastor, and a pastor is music. He officiates in music. He's the voice lecturer for the music workshop for Nigerian Baptist Convention. So I think art is a big deal for us in our house. Well, everybody have their own dreams, but parents, don't forget that your children also have their own dreams. You can dream your own, and your parents, your children will dream their own. Or dream what you can do. So, but later on, my parents, they actually do support what I do. They appreciate it. They love it. They're always proud to say, "Oh, I saw this and that."
Including your mom?
My mom does
from
not
the beginning.
Even till now, whenever I have to go to location to work, my mom comes to stay with my children. Once in fact, sometimes I will not call her. I would have been in the vehicle. I would just like, "Mommy, me on travel. Oh, work with me latana bijeta. Okay, I'll go and stay with your children today." And then she will just go till the day I come back.
Wow.
So my parents are really supporting my craft.
Good. Lucky you. Oh, blessed you. Okay, so how has the industry been to you?
The industry. So
when did you join?
I joined the industry in 2008.
2008?
Yes.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
May the soul of our wonderful Uncle Biodun Alija rest in peace. He was the first person that put me on screen.
Oh,
yes. And I went to Obafemi Awolowo University, so that's where my training as a theatre person came from. I also have a professional certification from Pan Atlantic University. I also have a postgraduate certification from University of Lagos, Adekoya.
Wow, yeah, this went to the core.
Yes. And then after 2008, I would like to say that I'm a total theatre person, because there's hardly anything in the theatre that I cannot do. So if I'm not on screen today, makeup Lola. I've done makeup before. If I did makeup for Uncle Dotun Taylor, those days, he would film and he would call me. I'd been a presenter before. I'd presented before. There's hardly anything, because in school they teach you everything. And then when you get to your final year, you major. I got my professional certification from Afrinoli and Pan Atlantic University in script writing.
Oh, okay.
So I write. There's anything.
So what did you major in?
I majored in my undergraduate days. I majored in dance and choreography.
Oh, wow.
So I started off as a dancer, as an unserious dancer. So yes. So even when I finished from school, even though I went to school because I wanted to study acting, I fell in love with dance along the way. And then even when I came out of school, I was dancing. I used to dance in shrine, Fela's shrine. I would dance for Lagos Carnival. I would dance,
Pastor Fela shrine.
Mojo nínú music video Malaika kan. Mojo ti jó nínú music video Ayefele. So there was a time that they were saying it. My dad would say that the fact that you work in Nigeria breweries doesn't make you a drunkard.
That's right.
No, iṣẹ́ owó ló ń ṣe. That's what my dad would say.
Wow.
So yeah.
So,
amen.
I mean.
Amen. So Lagos Carnival back then during the Governor Fashola's time, that we would walk from TBS to walk all the way. We'll do dancing competitions, and whatever group wins will get 3 million naira back then. So I was dancing a lot. Until ìjọ́ kan, mo invite wa pé ká wá jó fáwọn India kan. Mo jó 3 days, mi bá fall sick. Mo ní mi ò jó mọ́. So that was why I stopped dancing. I was like, no, I'm not dancing again. And then I started acting again. I remember Uncle Muhyiddin Sansiliu would take me to Alari.
Hey,
We'll go to Alari village to act. I've met wonderful directors who have, although I didn't have a caucus, and a lot of people will say caucus will belong to. I said, you sing caucus kokon because I went to school to study I didn't start acting under apprenticeship. I went to school to study, so I didn't see a reason why I should be under any caucus to act. So likes of Lala, even when we finish from school, Lala will bring us to his house in Ikorodu, me, Bukumi, Onyadegberu, Ashake, Shegun is now a PM. Shegun, we call him Aramonda, and all of us we'll do stage productions, we'll do and all of those things, and then from there we started
Bukumi went to OAU.
Yes, she went to OAU. So majority of us that were there during that time, say lads inclusive, they were there during that time, almost the same time in school.
Stella went to OAU.
Yes, she was my senior.
Oh, really?
I was Bukumi's senior. So she was, yes. So we were just
Ashake.
Yes,
I know Ashake.
Yes. So,
and then I know Lala.
Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
That was
okay. So being a thespian, coming from that end into the industry, to see or to face reality in quotes, right? How has that been for you?
I think it's not been easy.
Okay.
So, what I'm about to say, some people are going to feel offended by it, but I think a lot of people that started acting with apprenticeship feel intimidated by people that went to school to study theater arts. I have my reason.
Okay.
So, there have been times where you'll be on screen and then you take a second call or a second role, like second take rather, and then they'll say, I want thespian then I want to law school. There was a set I was on, Auntie Ayomogaji had to say, "Bubu no ni thespian kefarayin bale." Like people would throw shades because people would throw shades. So on that, and then
people were saying that.
Yes.
And she had to say
she had to come in.
Okay. So
like
that
when you take a second, because if someone else take a second take or a third take, you're not talking. But because of the fact that you know that I went to school to study, and then I'm taking a second take, I say I want thespian then So she had to come in. There was a time she had to come in that but need thespian. As long as you are doing theater, you are a thespian. So I think people that, I'm sorry if you feel offended, but that is my own take, feel offended or intimidated by that. And I do not think that it should be something to be intimidated by. Sometimes a roadside mechanic can be better than a mechanical engineer, person that has certificate. And sometimes the other person can be better. We don't need to get intimidated by each other. We are all working towards attaining a great height in our career. So I don't think that they should get that. And then I think majority of the fact that the caucus thing also affects, because there are times that they want to call you for just and say Omotanie, and I find it difficult when you have to ask me Omotanie because I want to work Omotanie, or so that probably because some people does not want to cross some people. Maybe because some people do not appreciate it when you call people that are working under them without their consent. And I think my work should be able to speak for me, not whoever I learn from.
I understand. It depends on where you find yourself, right? If you find yourself amongst the Yoruba parts of Nollywood, there is a structure whereby most times, they respect thespians from school, from uni. Like Auntie Ayomogaji said, these are also thespian. We only just learn from different places. Yes. Most of these people, maybe they don't learn the theory part of it, reading, but they learned, in fact, in a rigorous way.
Yes, of course.
Do you understand? Or in a rigorous way, rather. So most times when you're coming like that, they feel like because there is a structure, what I did, I started off with, okay, I've been doing stage play and all of that. And then I started with Super Story. So more like I came into Yoruba industry through Mr. Beki Adeoye, Beki. Now Beki was with Super Story. He does not have students where, but I could present him as my boss. But he wasn't strong enough then. He was strong, but they feel like he's with the English people, he's with the soap opera. This is different here. So what I did to save myself was, okay, so I got somebody who would stand in as my boss.
Okay.
Even though I've been doing little by little from, in fact, no, at the time that I chose him, I'd already done a yoka that brought me out.
Okay.
But I didn't want to feel like I fell from the sky. I just wanted to follow the proper procedure
of how
where
they
do it.
Okay.
Do you understand? It doesn't mean at that time I was already getting jobs little by little. Like I said, I've even done a New York at that time. And I just went to this man, Mr. Ola Olu Layo, Ola Olu Ola about you, Layo. And then I just said, okay, I just want you to be my boss so that at least I have somebody that I can present when I am being asked. It's not even like now. Those days, a lot of times you'll not be allowed to work. You'll not be allowed to do anything because, and I think to an extent, that instills a lot of discipline in us. Because when you do anything stupid, they know where to
report you to.
They will report you. I think that's why we have those structure. So it does not necessarily mean that you would start afresh, but you could just have somebody like a banner, somebody that they can just, you might even know more than that person. But that was what I did. I'm just telling you, I think it's just a basic structure that just keeps you in check. Do you get? But everyone will respect you from where you're coming from. But just this part, if you're doing English, if you are doing a lot of soap opera, you might not really need it. But if you are here, one way or the other, now is a bit lighter.
I think I didn't understand that because I was coming from an English sector.
Yes.
I was coming from working with the likes of Moabudu, working with the likes of Beki Adeoye, working on and that was how it worked. Nobody needed to ask you that. Your works will, work with the ones that will to somewhere where I now have to be asked. And then I love indigenous plays. I'm the type of person, I love Yoruba speaking. I used to tell people that when people say, what was your favorite subject in secondary school? It was Yoruba. I loved Yoruba so much. And I'm passing on that on to my daughter. My daughter right now does not want you to speak English to her. So no matter how much she's twisting that Yoruba, she will tell you, speak it to me. She loves to speak Yoruba. And then when I was coming back into the Yoruba sector, and Mr. Tijani said, come and act in Yoruba films. That was because of the love of that indigenous language. That was what I brought because I loved my language. I remember Uncle Kule Afod rather telling me that ibi tí àwọn èèyàn sá fún tó fẹ́ wọ̀ ni wọ́n ti ń bọ̀. He didn't understand it, and I said, I love Yoruba. I love Yoruba. I love the language. Not to now talk of the act of it. I love Yoruba, and that's why I came into the Yoruba film industry. Not because I was here for the fame or I was here for any other thing. I love my language so much. Proud. I will speak Yoruba anywhere. I want everybody to know that I'm a Yoruba girl. I won't go anywhere and start for me what I'm not. For me English. No, I will not. Because even right now, that so many people are running towards doing Yoruba movies, people that and all of that. I used to wonder because I have some people that, toyed that, which I like Omaso Yoruba, Omo Yoruba, that they would say that to me, and now they are the ones running back to the Yoruba film industry, trying to do something in the Yoruba language. And something in me sometimes always want to push me that Shebe man bu awata so Yoruba ni kile wa wa she. So but that's what he says about me. I love who I am. I love being a Yoruba girl, and I will never take it below standard. Proudly a Yoruba girl.
Yeah. Good. Well done. So what are the challenges that you have faced having to be here?
There's nobody that doesn't face challenges. So first of all, when I think about it, I think critically about my life, my career and everything. And sometimes I feel like it's a maze. Life generally can be a maze. Sometimes tẹ́ bá ti ń feel bíi pé mo ti ń rí ọ̀nà, tẹ́ bá tún ti ń wò pa ọ̀nà tí tẹ́ ti ń dúpẹ́ pé ọ̀nà rèé o, máa tún fẹ́ dàbí pé ó fẹ́ dín ní iwájú díẹ̀. Àwọn ìgbà míì ti wà tó jẹ́ pé mo máa jókòó máa sunkún because àwọn èèyàn tí mo feel pé ńgbà tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ò tí ì débì kankan. Wọ́n ti bá mi, wọ́n ti kọjá mi. Kì í ṣe pé bóyá mo ń look down on them. Mo appreciate ibi tọ́lọ́run ti gbé wọn dé, bọ̀ ìgbà mi nínú kọ̀rọ̀ ọkàn mi àti yàrá mi máa sọ pé Ọlọ́run mo ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn. I work. I don't mi ń jókòó pé ẹ jẹ́ kí n jókòó kó wá kí ire wá dé bá mi. In fact, when I don't work, I fall sick. When I don't work, when I don't get jobs, I fall sick. So I'm not the type of person that likes to beg people for anything. Even when I don't have to eat, because there've been days when I didn't even have money to eat, and I would just scroll through my phone, and I was like, kí n bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni yìí kó máa wò mí pé Damipe ń tọrọ owó. Kí n bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ lágbájá kó dé. Let me just stay on my lane. No. That's the type of person that I am. So sometimes you just look at it, but I'm working. I do not do only films. I work on screen. I produce stage productions. I act in stage productions for the love of the art, for the passion that I have for it. But I don't want to only have passion for the job and work for it. I'm not one of those people that believe that kò sówó nínú iṣẹ́ wa. Owó wà nínú iṣẹ́ wa. Tó bá ti ṣiṣẹ́ tọ̀, tó bá ti ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa, tó bá débi kan Ọlọ́run máa gbàdúrà ẹ̀. Tó yẹ pé owó yẹn ló máa wá ẹ wá. Ibi tó bá jókòó sí báyìí, nations will come and ask you for help. That is what I believe in. But I know that you have to work. But I'm working. So sometimes I feel like why am I not, there are some places and some things that I'm supposed to have gotten, and I'm not getting there. And it actually makes my heart sore. But we thank God, at least àwọn èèyàn kan wish pé ibi tí mo wà ó yẹ káwọn wà ńbẹ̀, wọn ò dẹ̀ sí níbi. Àwọn kan wò mí tó máa sọ pé Damipe tí n bá tiẹ̀ lè ní ààfù nǹkan tó ní. But we thank God.
Damipe, do you have an unforgettable experience you would like to share with us?
In life generally?
In the industry?
Or
even if it's life, you can share.
Kò sẹ́ni tó wà in life tí ò lè experience. If I should think about something in life that I have not gotten over, that, for whatever time that I think about it, it breaks my heart. So first of all, I want to use this opportunity to say I'm very sorry again to my parents, Reverend and Pastor Mrs. Yinka Adekoya, because for every time I think about it, I would say that is the first time that I ever broke their hearts. Even though they've told me that no, it wasn't you. But my parents are the type of people that are never disappointed in you. They will never make you as a child believe that they are. So even in your tough time, when you think that they are supposed to be attacking you and killing you, that you almost say, Mommy and no me, Daddy help me, they are the one that will back you up. Those are the type of parents that I have. And when I finished school, I was working I was working as a presenter, and then I got pregnant. I'd finished school and started working. So me kì í ṣàròbó, mi ṣe kini. I was around 27, 28-ish. And I got pregnant. I ran away from home. So I was living in Ikeja. But my parents were staying in Ikorodu. I loved my church so much, so I go to church every Sunday. But I stopped going home so that they would not know that
You were pregnant.
I was pregnant. And my dad was always saying, "Ọmọ tó bá lóyún nínú yín, ó máa dé ọ̀run bọ̀." So, and you know, being that type of child that I said I was, being very
spiritual.
In fact, at that point, I was the praise gang president. People that are Baptists that know, I was Lydia vice president. I'd finished my every step. People in church were just waiting for me to, if I had a white wedding. Almost my white wedding would not have contained my church. And I got pregnant. And so I was staying in Ikeja with one of my friends. So the only person that knew I was pregnant was my aunt. I have a favorite aunt that's, my mom was very strict. My dad is the parent that I can still go to. My mom is very strict. My mom was once you hear my mom's voice downstairs, everybody have disappeared. My mom was very strict. In fact, I didn't love my mom until I started having my own children. I didn't like my mom until I started having my own children. That was when I started seeing the love that my mom had for me. Days when I was in the hospital for 3 weeks and my mom was wearing just one clothes and just putting her head by the bed of the hospital to sleep. That was how I started knowing that. So this woman, because I thought my mom didn't like me. So I didn't know my mom liked me at all. If they asked me back then, my mom did not like me. So when I was 5 months pregnant, 5 months, parents me they didn't know I was pregnant. I was living, so they would just call me, "How are you, Wale?" I'll say his work.
Hey.
I'll say his work and all of that. And then, so I told my aunt, and my aunt said, "Mati sofun yael, oma paeni. Don't tell your mom yet." Okay, so my husband too did not tell his parents because his parents too they had an hierarchy in their church. They were very much respected in church. Àwọn ẹni ẹlẹ́ni tó jẹ́ pé jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́ lọ mẹ́kọ́ wọn lọ, àwa kó wọn síta bí ọmọ ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ. His parents were deacons. My parents are pastors. Both my mom and my dad.
Ọmọ deacon àti ọmọ pastor ti ṣe collabo.
So my husband told me, so I told him he should tell his parents. At least if he tells his parents will be able to come and beg my own parents, at least. So he told me I told his parents, not knowing that he did not tell his parents. So there was this particular day, now called me that his mom said we should come. So I go to their house. I'd been going to their house before because we dated for like 4 years. So they knew me in his house. My parents knew my husband. So I was cleaning their house and all of that. And then I was helping. Mommy was sweeping. So normally I expected that mommy would say, file, because he said he had told his mom, but his dad does not know. So I was expecting that mommy would say something like, file, like she didn't say anything. I just sat down. Then I just saw his daddy. He just drove out. Daddy drove out with that. I was like, what was going on? Little did I know that mommy and daddy did not know anything. And that was the first time that they were hearing about it. They were furious.
Who told them?
It was when I was right there that he told them. So it was a very long film. They were furious. They said so many things. So after I left their house, in my house, I was like, kò sí nǹkan tó lè tí àwọn parents lè mí lè wọ́ tó lè sọ tó lè wọ́ sùn tó. ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ti gbọ́ ń bí. So I got back to my house and sent my mom and my dad text messages differently. I told them that, Mommy, Daddy, I'm pregnant. And they baffled. So I switched off my phone till the next day. So when I now put on my phone the next day, my dad wrote, congratulations on this new phase of life that you have chosen for yourself. My mom wrote, come home. You cannot do this alone. I was like, I cannot go home. You put it day. I can't go home. You know, at that age, 27, for me to be scared of my parents. At that age. So when I got home, I saw my dad. I told my mom's sister that Mommy man nikima bole. She was like, sure, they're sure go fair law. I was like, she said I should come. I shall went. Because in my head, there's nothing that can be worse. You have
heard it.
So when I got home, I saw my dad was watching TV. Yes,
just like that.
He just looked at me and said, you're welcome. I went back to pressing the TV. I just entered my room. And all of that. And my mom just came in. And she was like, Beleo, rice atobe busi wa shumaje.
Okay. Happy mom is the boy.
So I was like, okay. I went to eat. Even my baby to one, you know me, I tell me from around me, but I went to eat. My mom and dad were so I think that is what hurts me up the most. Because at least Oba ti know me. Mama pe mo je gba e. But they never won sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi. Wọ́n bú mi. Wọ́n ṣèkà fún mi. Nothing. In fact, my dad will ask me, did you go for antenatal? Because even before they knew, I registered in an antenatal clinic by myself. Mo ti ran nǹkan mo fúnra ara mi. You know, I said I was very independent. So I had already started doing things by myself. I registered antenatal. I was working. I remember then I was on Soul Sisters. That was the last series that I did. And back then I got like 500 and something thousand. Oh, you must register as hospital. And all of that. For me to have been 5 months pregnant. Even when I got to my parents-in-law and they were like, so how long gone are you? And I said 5 months. 5 months, that'll be 5 weeks. Because when I'm pregnant, you know, Timmy, Batty, water trimester, you won't know I'm pregnant. You won't show my body. So when I got home, and you know, I said my parents are Baptist pastors. Baptist does not take rubbish. It's an Orthodox church. If your parents are not rich, to the rest ni wo aṣọ tó rich, wọ́n máa pè é nínú church. Pé ṣọkùnrin kan tí ń tàn ẹ́ ta ló ra aṣọ fún ẹ. That is the type of background I grew up with. Your mom is not wearing earring. You started wearing earring. Come up with after service in church. People see earring to wear. Yeah, okay, wear earring. We explain. It's not the type of upbringing that that's the type of upbringing that I had. You cannot just do anything and think that you're going to go scot-free in a Baptist church. If you are a Baptist and you're watching, you know I'm saying the truth. Yeah. You cannot just do anything because your mom, mommy, and daddy are somebody. No, somebody in church will call you and question you. Yes. Even if you are a married woman, somebody in church, in your church, somebody will caution you. So the craziest part of it all was when my dad called me that particular day and said, so I had come back to my house and my dad said, the Holy Spirit said I should tell them in church today that you are pregnant.
I was waiting for that. Church.
That day.
It was a week, midweek service or
it was
Sunday
a Sunday service. And my church back then we had over 300 members in church. So, and there's hardly anybody that did not know me in church. So that's that one day in my life that when I think about it, Momani adrenaline rush. I am kiki because that day was Ọjọ́ burúkú èṣù gbomi mu. It was a very, very
Oh,
that
God.
day.
Oh, my heart is skipping on your behalf.
So I got to Ikorodu that Saturday, that fateful Saturday, to get to church on Sunday morning. So when I got to church, before I got to church, I was at home. I was trying my dresses. I was already like 6 months gone. I was trying my dresses. Kò sáṣọ tó gbà mí. There was nobody at all. Everybody had gone to church. Kò sí aṣọ kankan tó size mi mọ́. I had to wear a round boba to church. I can remember. The round boba that I wore is one that we saw you for choir anniversary. Oh God. It wasn't funny at the time. It was not funny at the time. And then when I got to church, it was almost towards the end of the service. And then I entered the church. And at the entrance of the church, I saw my dad. Just because church was so filled up, I won't to jókòó síta. So kò sí bọ́n ṣe ní rí mi pé mò ń wọlé bọ̀. So at the entrance of the church, I just saw
your dad.
I saw my dad. Ogori altar. On mic. He sang, "Unquestionable, you are the Lord. Unquestionable, you are the Lord." He could not look up. And he said, everybody sang. People sang along with him. And he said, "My daughter will be getting married probably next year. Probably in January." People shouted, "Hey, I want to the war." But she will not be getting married in the church.
Yo.
Because she's pregnant. My daddy just fainted. He practically had a stroke. My God. I can still see him fall down. And at that point, I knew how
he fell down.
He fell down. People rushed to him. People were holding him. Some people started crying in church. I remember immediately I tried to enter into the church. There was one of the ushers. She was by the door. She was dragging me. "Please don't go. This is too embarrassing. Please don't go.
Don't go where?
I should not climb the altar. I should not go inside the church." The church was crowded. She was crying that this is so embarrassing. She was imagining the embarrassment of me going on that altar. Some people came with me. Some people that were friends of my family came with me immediately they saw me. They didn't know how. Nobody knew I was pregnant. Even my parents did not know now. Nobody knew. So I just climbed to the altar. And immediately I got to the altar, I just knelt down. So there was this particular pastor that came. People started saying a lot. People can be very judgmental. I went to say, "Hey, homo pastor, can you come?" That's the most embarrassing day of my life. And immediately we climbed that altar. I climbed that altar. One pastor came and said that God told him that he should come to that particular church. He was on leave in his church. That he didn't know why. God was just saying, "Go there." That maybe this is the reason why God is asking him to come. That people should stretch their hands towards me and pray for me. Some people just came out. Prayer oshi wo le pray fun.
Who said that?
Church members. Prayer oshi wo about like 5 men. So apparently they printed bulletins to share in church that day that the pastor's daughter was pregnant. My dad's driver and my dad's secretary had told some people in the church that I was pregnant.
Bulletin?
So there were meetings outside the church that yes, finally we can hold the part. So church is scatter. The church scattered that day. It was not they pulled me up. "Let's go. Kiniko. Pulled me up. Immediately I got outside. My mom was outside. Mom said, "There's nothing wrong with you. Go home." my mom was, so I went home. Immediately, I didn't even wait because the church scattered. If the highest definition of scatter, ẹ ṣá kọ̀rọ̀ lórí kí ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo ní church scatter. I shall went home. Even after that day, the church was not. It was like a fighting thing. They would beat themselves up in the church. Some people will come and say no. Kini pastor ṣe fún yín. Some people say no. Kini kan on my Jan church. There's days that on my church pa. There were days that, in fact, it got to a point. So some of them said that they don't ever want to see my dad walking on that street again. Church that my daddy pastored for 17 years. Mo fi orí mi, mo fi rúpọ̀npọ̀n church. My dad never went on leave for 17 years. Nobody paid our school fees. My dad paid our school fees. At least you will know that as a pastor, benefits were. They will give my dad church bonus. My dad will put it back into the church. So many things happened. So many people that my dad held in high esteem that he didn't have esteem by. They were the people that led the rebellion. My dad had a stroke. My dad almost died. I can remember my dad giving me some documents. My dad didn't have any money that they had to contribute money to get an apartment for because they were fighting us spiritually and physically. In fact, one of the people that led the rebellion in church, I had a friend in church that she got pregnant and she got married 2 weeks after. I was at her wedding. That person was the chairman of our wedding. That person was the chairman of our wedding. People that my dad was the one that went look for job. People that my mom was the one that looks for job for, wrote a letter and gave us quit notice to leave the church apartments. Because pregnant. I was pregnant. My dad did not have. My dad would collect church bonus. Imagine collecting church bonus for 17 years and putting it back into the church. My dad never went on leave for 17 years. He never went on leave. My dad was a father to the church. I'm sorry, Dad. He was not a father to us at home. He didn't have time for us. Everything about him was about the church. On his 60th birthday, he said it that I loved the church more than I loved my family. My dad had a stroke. I can remember my dad giving me documents to one of his houses and saying that, I'm sorry, Timi Obale Duro Pema Bino. My dad gave me the documents. I was crying that I was going to die. My dad had a stroke so much that he couldn't feel when you touch him. That's how bad it was. Alone, because people that he never taught, people that my dad would prefer to talk to those people more than he would talk to my mom, were the ones that led the rebellion. People that my dad would never in his wildest dream think that these people will ever backstab me. They did a lot. Spiritually and physically. Somebody said it in the church that pastor on shogun ni. Mo shogun si pastor ko ṣiṣẹ́, mo de ṣe sára church o de ṣiṣẹ́. Yes. The day that they were going to take a vote on my dad leaving the church, somebody in church made a video. And people that my dad would cook for in our house, that would eat the food, were the ones that raised their hand up that pastor should go.
Because you got pregnant?
I don't think it's because I got pregnant. I think they were looking for something against him and finally they got something. And that is why I'm saying I'm sorry, because it has never left my brain that it was through me that my parents felt so much hurt.
They left the church?
In fact, we left. Nobody knew we left because they sent us a quick notice with signature from the secretariat that we should leave the church. And the secretary said that he does not know about it. He did not sign it. And it was a signature that was on it.
How many years ago was this?
This was in 2016.
10 years ago?
Yes. It was in 2016. So, imagine, you know, my parents are too good. Even after we left, a lot was said. In fact, about me, myself, some people in the church, even if it's one kódà mo ń ṣe sáwọn church so that ẹnìkan ní àwọn ọmọ tó ti ṣẹ́yún 5 ẹlẹ́kẹfà nítorí pé doctor sọ pé Doctor sọ pé kò gbọdọ̀ ṣe ló ṣe keep ẹ̀. Èèyàn kan ní dájúdájú ẹ̀yin lẹ ń fún lóyún, wọ́n dẹ̀ fọ́gi mọ́ lórí. Yes, there were people that were new converts that went back into being Muslim. That tó bá yẹ pé nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe in Christendom lélẹ̀ àwọn ò ṣe mọ́.
Oh my God.
I know that these things I'm saying, because my family can be very private. But there are things that people that will come to our house to eat food that my daddy will cook for them. My mom, tí mom mi fi daddy ṣe. Tí mom mi fi daddy ṣe. Because my dad loved the church. He was not I would proudly say it anyway, my father is not one of those pastors that were after the money. He was never after the money. He will put his own money. And I do not feel that there's anybody in any walk of life, nobody is supposed to go through that. Kò sẹ́ni tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ báyìí tó dẹ̀ dẹ̀ pé from iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ tó dẹ̀ ṣe. Because apart from working as a spiritual leader, iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ni. And my daddy had series of stroke. My dad, that's why I would never forgive myself for falling pregnant when I fell pregnant. Not because I was a child. I was a graduate. I was working. I was already taking care of myself even before my parents knew that I was pregnant. I didn't need somebody. But I still felt very bad that nobody will ever probably have said, oh, this is what pastor did. My dad was not a signatory to the church's account, so they couldn't say pastor on GOO church. He was not a signatory. And tó bá ṣáà jẹ́ signatory ló máa lè kówó jáde in church. He was not a signatory to the church account. My mom was not a signatory to the work. My mom was working in First Bank. Owó ẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. When she left First Bank, she opened a business center. So ẹ lè sọ pé owó ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ni wọ́n fi. In fact, my mom would print free bulletins for the church. I know because I was working my mom's shop and sometimes I'll be the one to do it. And she'll bring it to church on Sunday. There were things, people believe that. So, people like me right now, I'm sorry, I told God I can never marry a pastor because half of what my father went through, my mother, is it the spiritual attacks? I cannot go through. Some people come and knock the door of our house in the middle of the night that their wife is on trial láti rọbí kò lè bímọ. I know of somebody of blessed memories that my dad was soaked in her blood. My dad was driving her from one hospital to the other until that woman gave up the ghost. She wanted to give birth. She didn't know that the baby had died in her womb. So gbogbo iṣẹ́ yẹn and nǹkan báyìí. So later you people will now come and say sorry. It's not everything that sorry solves. When you fold a paper, rough handling, this tissue paper that I've done like that, will sorry straighten it back to how it was? No. God that said, touch not my anointed. Anointed yẹn náà human being ni. So even tóun gbọ́ bá dáríjì, it's not even about being a pastor alone. Tíyàn bá ṣiṣẹ́, tí ẹ bá take, there's one script that I wrote that God gave me that story because majority of the stories that I write, it comes to me from inspiration. And I titled that script Ọ̀rọ̀ Ìjọ́sí. There are some things that we do in life tó jẹ́ pé àti rò pé ó ti lọ tá ti bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn pé kó má bínú. Ṣùgbọ́n there are some things that you will do tó jẹ́ pé ó máa jà ní lára èèyàn ní láti ìran kan dé ìran kẹrin. Not because ẹni tẹ́ ṣe kinní yẹn sí kò tí dáríjì yín, but because ẹni yẹn náà lẹ́lẹ́dàá. My dad suffered in his ministry. He's still very fervent in God. And he says that ayé àtijọ́ làwọn máa ń gbàdúrà Ọlọ́run bàbá dáríjì wọn kò mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Nísìn kó tó di pé enemy kan attack òun máa die by fire ni. But me, seeing all of those things, the suffering that my parents did, and then those things happened to them, I've not forgiven myself. I will always work towards being better for them. But at the same time, in as much as he hurt, I still see some of those people. Some of them cannot even greet me because one more iṣẹ́ burúkú tí wọ́n ṣe.
Is he still in Baptist now?
My dad is no longer a Baptist member. Because he was forced to retire because of what happened. So you can know how bad I feel that is from me. So that's the craziest events that I've had in my life. If that year felt like that year will not come to an end. In fact, my wedding, the church was given a wedding invitation and they returned it. They returned the invitation. And they told members that they should not come. This is not them say, we saw videos. People made videos and sent it to us. Yes. People made videos and sent it to us.
Made video of what?
People in the church made video of that's happening and sent it to us. Some people that my dad would go do things for them, said àwọn làwọn mọ àti wáyé olúnàgùn, àwọn làwọn mọ àti lọ
Church.
Ní church. So when I say church politics is crazier than Nigerian politics, is a lot.
Well,
Is a lot.
when the Bible says that judgment will start from the house of the Lord.
It was a lot. It was a lot, a whole lot. In fact, on my wedding day, some of these people came to see the people that came, to see church members that would come. They came, they stood at the junction of the hall that I used for my wedding. Mm-hmm. Because some women always find a way to be sweet people. I don't know why people think that some people think women are bad people, because I remember that the women aspect of the church, some people came to me, they got my wedding invites, they made photocopies, they shared it among themselves. One them more one day one your wedding. They came. Some of them have come, or they've come to apologize and beg my dad and all of that. And my dad will pray for them. In fact, my daddy will go for some of their events. But we that experience it, is not only my dad that was hurt. Mo ní mo forí mi ru pọnpọn church yẹn sẹ́. Mo forí mi mo fi ru pọnpọn church yẹn. So because of my father's ministry, there are some people that they don't even allow their children to even fraternize with people in church.
Yes.
And these are the people that would lead rebellion. And then you kneel down the next day to pray to God. Àwọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kan wà tí ò ní dáríjì o.
Well, you're not.
Lọ́dọ̀ èèyàn o, not lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run o. Torí Ọlọ́run lọ́ba onídáríjì.
Yeah, you're not.
Because
God.
from me,
I know.
some of them, I'm the type of person that ó máa ń pẹ́ kí n tó sọ̀rọ̀. Ó máa ń pẹ́. I probably, because of the way as I said, that it affected so many. The way I grew up and being a preacher's kid affected the way I reason with people. So even when you hurt me, you might not see it that you have hurt me, because I will still talk to you and I will still smile at you. I might not do anything bad, but I will withdraw from you.
Of course.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these people, I still see them, I still talk to them. In fact, I will greet you so that conscience will prick you very well. So that you can remember pẹ̀lú ìkànnì mi o, màá kí yín dáadáa. Tẹ́ bá tún gbọ́, mò ń kí yín ṣe ẹ̀gbọ́n ni. I will greet you. But, I've never forgot. There's no time I remember that I do not cry. And I feel very bad that all of this came because of me. I do not see my child as a mistake. She was not a mistake. She was not a mistake. But I just feel very bad. And I have not gotten over it, that because of me, my parents went through almost a year of embarrassment. Because like I said, my parents were very popular. This story that I said, there's hardly any Baptist member that does not know it. It does not have to be my church. Mo ti wá ń bì kan tó ń sọ story yìí fún mi rí. Mo dẹ̀ wá lórí ìjókòó wọn dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé mi lẹ́ni tó ń sọ rẹ̀. So that's the saddest day of my life, not one.
Okay. I feel you so, maybe because I am a church person, I know how this feels. In fact, my heart was panting so fast. It was beating so fast. I had palpitation while you were talking about that happening. Then you had to go to church and all. But then, you see, I'm just grateful to God for you, for the kind of parents that you have. But you have to also learn to forgive yourself. You know why? God knows why. He understands. God is not a man. He does not judge us. And he does not condemn us. He doesn't. Even when we fall, The Holy Spirit is just there to hold us, to hug us, to kiss us, to tell us that regardless, we are a child, we are his sons, we are his daughters. That's what the Holy Spirit does. So please, you have to learn to forgive yourself. If you need to see a therapist or a counselor over and over again, please do see a counselor. Do you understand? Because I can feel you. I understand what you're going through. And I feel that's really a lot. Especially having to see your parent like that. But thank God that they are in faith. Thank God they are in faith. Okay, assuming you lost your dad at that point. Just imagine. Do you understand? So for God keeping him alive, there is a reason. And here you are fine. With your children, with your husband. They are still there supporting you. They did not even treat you like, okay, because you have put us through this, go your way, I'm going my way. Isn't that enough reason for you to be thankful and then just to forget about it? If God says that's how it will come, then so be it. It has happened.
But it's not easy to forget.
No, I understand. I understand. I'm just saying, so I'm not even saying forget it because you won't. I'm just saying forgive yourself and let it go. Okay? Before you mentioned that, I didn't know that you were going through that route. I wanted to ask, as a church girl, as a preacher's daughter, how did you find love? People like you, we will be looking at like,
Walking toast to pastor. They don't ask pastor's children. How you want to have? You want to toast a pastor's daughter?
So how did you do it?
So I met my husband in school. He was doing his master's. I was an undergraduate. That was where I met my husband. Who we asked pastor's daughter out?
So
I think the only person that I think because we met in school. If we met on the basis of
so it was good that he was in school.
We met in school. If the only person that I probably dated were in church. We did not, I don't think we lasted 3 months because his mom has told him that I heard that they used to see you and pastor's daughter walking up and down. Kí ló ń ṣe pẹ̀lú pastor? Mi ìfẹ́ wà láfadé mi dé mi lórí o. And that was how that relationship ended. So nobody even look at you as a woman. You are just a pastor's child. They don't know your gender. I don't think anybody ever looked at me and said, oh, I like this girl in my church. I don't think anybody ever did that. You are just a pastor's child and you are a pastor's child. That's what I think that was what it was. So I met my husband in the university when I was in 200 level and he was in his master's. So that was how I met my husband. But not like it was my first relationship I had, though. But I don't think anybody around my environment, even when they see you talking to a boy, my father has heard at home that they saw me on the street talking to a boy. So who wants to ask you out? Wow. So our life was very whatever you want to do, you can hardly have. All my friends were in church. They were all our church members. Of course. Where do you want to see friends? Where do you want to see friends? So, yeah.
Okay. Before I let you go, lastly, what has your life taught you? What has your story taught you?
When you asked that question now, a song came to my mind. I like to sing a lot.
Please do.
You gotta get up and make a move. 'Cause the world will never see you until you do. Nobody will see you until you see yourself. Nobody will love you until you love yourself. Find love in yourself. I love myself. You know, part of all of this, I used to tell my husband used to say, I cannot fathom how I never saw myself as a beautiful person. I was probably in my final year or after school when I started seeing, not like I don't have a mirror. I never saw myself as a fine girl. So it was almost in my head like a privilege that in your course of me be more fine. So even when people say you are so beautiful, because I never saw myself as a fine person. So my husband said, like, Joe, me, Moboshe Manro, how was it that all of those years you never thought you were beautiful? Because you have always been beautiful in my eyes. Me, Moboshe is so now when you see me dressing up, it's because I just started realizing myself, knowing that Damipe, fine, you come out paro, come out jolly, you are a fine girl. that is because I have found love in myself and because I have known myself. I still told somebody recently, I said nobody can look down on me except I look down on myself. So if you look down on me, it means that me myself ti wora mi pe I don't look down on myself. Even when I'm going through bad times, I will cry, I will look at my mirror, I will touch up and get going. Even during my bad period. I have just one friend. Tàbá tún ti ìjọ tí ebi bá tún ti pa wá mà tún pè wá. Tó fún mi kí ló ti jẹ lẹ́nu wà láì kò sọ. Tún máa fira wá ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ tó bá tún ti dọ̀lá tó bá tún ti wà. Mà sọ pé alpha, I see 50K. Oh yeah, you take something. She will do the same. And that's one of the happiest moments is like having people that love you genuinely. And I have that around me. That is enough for me. The only thing I know that right now I don't have much of it is work around. And I know that in God's time, He will make everything beautiful. In His own time. I was born in faith. I still have faith. I don't believe that God does not have time for me. Because there's no time I ask for something from Him that He does not do it. I have that faith. If I tell God now, if rain is about to fall and I'm inside the rain, that's how much I believe it. Because it happens to me. And I say, Daddy, the rain does not fall because of that type of faith that I have in God. So no matter how much of pain of, I'm not getting jobs as much as I want, or I'm not getting this as much as I want, I know that in His own time, God will do it. Because mama believe me, tí mi ò tí fi dé àwọn òbí kankan, àsìkò tèmi ò tí tó ni mi ò wá lè sáré jorí lọ. Mi ò lè sáré jorí lọ. When it is time. And like you used to tell me, when it is time, God will put you ahead of all of those things that are problems for you. So I mean,
there is always room for overtaking.
Yeah, allowed. Yes, allowed.
But as a Christian or as a pastor's daughter, are you open to every role?
I'm open to every. There's no role I cannot do because I don't see myself as, so I don't allow the fact that I'm a Christian or I'm a pastor's daughter to, that's not what, it's not me that I'm in that character. I've acted roles that I needed to kiss. I've acted roles that I've acted as a witch before. So, because between what he call me, Obafemi University theater thought he call me. Even nakedness is a costume in the theater. So when I see a naked person on screen, costume lo wa lara e.
Wow.
That's how I was taught in school. Nakedness is a costume. So if you have to be naked in so sin. I don't say Auntie Biola wa washo. Auntie Biola was in a costume only. Emma Bino. Emma washo. So that particular character. So that particular character. Whatever school of thought you are from. So in a costume, so that is how I see it. So some people, probably because of our Africanism, might see it as a big deal.
So there is nothing you can wear in a movie. There's nothing you can do in a movie.
There's a particular movie that is going to come out next month. Because I have some very religious friends. Timbati she movie Timbati kiss by my was a conference call.
And your husband
my husband, once I get home and this particular film, I kiss somebody in the film, I'll say, babe, more kiss no film here, if you not watch it. If you not watch it. He says some people used to call him say, "Baba Oloshe try." Mori oko ikunle kin to gbin epa si, because I told him right from time. I say, "Ni theater ni mi o, ilo ro dada. She dey sure pe fe mi." It's not the one that I will now start. You now marry me now. You now tell me that you cannot do film again. Me need calling work you. I'm not one of those people that because of marriage I will drop my career. They did not teach me like that. I'm not one of those people. So, I mean, he's been very supportive. He has never stopped me from work. In fact, once I say money shares, because he knows that that was what makes me happy. And my happiness is what concerns him. So,
wow. So you are open to any job.
It does not mean that she now
anything.
told me to Ashewo inside film and start saying that because that Damipe said that there's no role that she cannot do. That Mafimisi Oloshoro Mishi. But as
Of
a theater
course,
person,
if it comes,
yeah.
we do sometimes. We have to. So producers out there, directors, PMs, who again, movie coordinators. Please, Damipe is one of us. You can hear her. She's a thespian. Damipe, please, I need you to tell the viewers some of the movies that you have done that they can watch online, because I'm sure some of them are seeing you for the first time, and that would just make them go back to watch that job. And then tell us your Instagram handle, if you have a YouTube channel, they can follow you and also subscribe to your channel.
Okay.
Start from the movies.
Okay, so some of the movies that I've done. So I think whenever people see me in movies, they always say, "Who is this actor?" Because when I read comment sections, who is this actor? And she's very good. How come we are seeing her first? Every time, don't marry me for the first time.
Okay,
It's
so
not
the
my
movies.
first time. I'll be asking. I'm a very good actor. I'm proud of what I do.
Yes.
So there's this particular movie that man fishy movie gone trend the movie law because it trended so much. Like Twitter is always bringing it back almost every year. People will laugh about it to trend again. But the other of the movie did not trend. We shall thank God. We
What's
see
the movie?
Owo Larry Arifem. I shall rowo adupelo Ọlọ́run Japa. Japa was by me. Itura Ife was produced by me.
Okay.
State of Notions was produced by me. And some others. I've acted in. I was in Anikulapo, the series 1.
Okay.
I've worked with
You
Bjorn
acted as what?
Stevens. Yes. I was one that acted as the princess's handmaid
Okay.
in Anikulapo. So what other movie? Ologodidon. Ologodidon is on YouTube.
Okay.
And some other movies.
Okay.
Some other movies.
So
their
the
names can't
ones
come
you
to my head right now.
produced that are online now, they are on
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes.
Jakpa.
Japa is on YouTube. Itura Ife is on
Itura
YouTube.
Ife.
State of Notions is on
State
YouTube.
of Notions. Okay. Okay. At least with those ones, they can put a name and a face to this beauty here. Okay. What's your Instagram handle?
At Damipe Adekoya.
Damipe Adekoya.
TikTok at Damipe Adekoya. Everything at Damipe Adekoya.
Do you have a YouTube channel yet?
Yes, I do.
What's the name?
Zevicar TV. ZEVICAR TV.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. So yes, and I have a series on there titled Side Chicks. So,
Side Chicks.
Yes.
Okay, Side Chicks is
It's
on.
a series. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Please
Yes.
go and watch Side Chicks. Let's support our girl. Let's support our own.
Okay.
You know, after this, she should just know that she has come to a platform that upgrades her, that starts as a beginning
Amen.
to greatness for her
Amen.
by the grace of God.
Amen.
Damipe, don't worry, you're going places,
Amen.
regardless of the challenges, regardless of what it feels like. I don't know why. Maybe God puts me in this position to be able to tell people. It took me time, but by God's grace, I'm not where I'm going yet, but I can tell you for free that God has really helped me. It's not by power, it's not by might, it's not because of my strength or my ability, but I've just seen him work it all out for me. So I am so convinced in my heart. I know that this God that has brought me this far, he would never leave me here, regardless of what the situation is looking like, regardless of what people are telling me, regardless of what the situation is telling me. You do not have the final say. And I'm telling you that now, that your journey is just about to begin.
Amen.
Your story is about to start.
Amen.
A new dawn has come.
Amen.
Just keep doing it. To some extent, you have paid your price, right? And then thank God that you have supportive people around you. So that's enough. That's well enough. So just keep doing it and then see God show up for you in a big way. Do you understand? I strongly believe in God's timing. Nothing is as beautiful as His time. Yeah.
Yes.
The Bible says that in His time, He makes
everything
all
beautiful.
things beautiful.
Mm.
So He's coming out beautiful.
Yes,
No,
so-
just trust Him.
Yes.
Right? Thank you for coming on
Thank
the
you
show.
for having me.
It's been an amazing
Thank you.
time with you. It's just talking to say thank you for coming on the show.
Mi mo ko máa ń
We
bó
love-
de.
Oh, buddy, oh, buddy, oh, buddy, oh, buddy.
Thank you
Bá
very
a ṣe
much.
máa ń ṣe nìyẹn.
Wahoo!
Bá a ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn.
I need me next week.
Ẹni pé ẹ sọ pé
Thank you, bro.
this is also from us to you to say thank you. We love you.
very much.
And this is a food pack from Tam Cuisines
Thank you
for
very
you.
much.
To say thanks.
Tam Cuisines, thank you very much. God bless you. Ebi ò ní pa yín tìran-tìran o.
Àmì o.
Ebi ò ní
àti
pa
gbogbo wa.
talk to be náà tìran-tìran o.
Àmì
Thank
o.
you o.
You're
Má tiẹ̀
welcome.
sí inú àwẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn eléyàwó àwẹ̀ package ni.
You know, we give people even before fasting.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. One thing I want to say about the Talk to Be show is that, Auntie Biola, you may not know, and you may know, it's not just a show. It
Yeah.
can be very therapeutic. Your show can be very therapeutic. So I think that I'm a fan of this show. I'm a fan of this show. It's not just that, oh, we are coming to talk. I'm a fan of this show and I've been blessed. There were times that I would be in my house and sometimes because of some things that some of the people that you bring say and what you say to them, it will make me cry. I'll be alone, I will cry. And those things also, sometimes, people don't know what you go through. But once I just cry in the morning, I will just do like this, put up my makeup and start laughing. People will not know what you are going through. Thank you very much for what you do. Thank you for allowing God to use you to do what you are doing and for answering that call. Because some people, God has called them to do it, but they are not answering the call. Thank you. You don't know what you are doing, but you are doing it for a lot of generations. God bless you. God bless your generation. The children that you gave birth to are the ones that you adopted. Are the ones that you have outside that you don't even know that you have. God bless everybody.
Amen.
Thank you very much. And for the crew, everybody, thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
You're
too.
welcome,
We love you sincerely. And to my viewers, thank you for watching. I'm sure you've learned something. And my take home today will be find yourself. Nobody can look down on you except you have looked down on yourself. Find yourself. Love yourself. Nobody will truly love you the way you love yourself. So let that love come from you first, and then it radiates. You might not feel like it, you might not look like it, but I want to tell you, it's just a matter of time. I'm Dr. Biola Adebayo. Till I come your way, same time next week on the same channel. Do not forget, in whatever thing you're doing, put God first, be determined, and stay focused. I'll see you next week by God's grace. I love you.
Talk to be, share your experience.